men just get to stare at hot girls dressed in like minimal clothing all day, it feels like it shouldn't be free.
Well then, honey, why are you doing it? Because she's lying. If she didn't want your attention, she would know exactly how to dress to not get it.
One thing about the modern man, they love a victim complex.
Why is it that when men say, I'm going through something, he's playing the victim, but when you say you're going through something, it's totally justified?
The issue with dating in New York is truly the men.
Guys' eyes are wide open now. And they're starting to say, maybe I just don't need to pursue women right now at all. That's what's happening. Okay, so what's the lesson here, guys? First of all, hello, everyone. Welcome back. Brand new episode. This one starts off with the best viral clip ever. It's one of my favorites. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's hit it.
I was on a date last night and I wasn't doing well, and I know that because she kept telling me I wasn't doing well, and I was like, I'm sorry, I just get really nervous around beautiful women, and there's one sitting directly behind you and it's very distracting.
This is the best video on earth. Actually, I love it so much, and usually the videos aren't of guys. Sometimes there are, but oh man, did you get it? Guys, I'd love it. So first of all, guys, let me ask you in the chat. Can you get in the chat and get feisty for me for a minute? Not that way. Calm down. Get in the chat and tell me, have you been on dates with women and they're actually telling you that you're not doing well? You're not performing well on the date? Are you kidding me? This is happening? Holy, I cannot imagine. Wow. Some of these women, can you imagine them sitting there? Yeah, you're not doing well on this date. It's the performance is more of a C. It's just not going very, can you imagine like a teacher, you're in a classroom this guy, this is how you flip the power dynamic. He was sitting on the date getting told he wasn't doing well. And this guy was like, oh man alive, I'm not taking this crap from this ingrate. Right? So he's probably paying for the date, sitting there like, what? So he decided he was going to give her a little taste. And he said that he's distracted by beautiful women. And she probably thought at that point he was talking about her. And then he's like, and there's one sitting right behind you. In other words, honey, I'm sorry, I can't pay attention to you doing this, telling me that I'm doing everything wrong, doing this with your mouth, running them gums all the time because there's a hot girl behind you I've been looking at the whole time. Her face. Man, don't you all wish somehow by the grace of God we could have footage of her face? I want to call this guy. Who are you? Do you watch the show? Just asking. If you do you mind if you took photo of her after? Can you mind sending me a before and after photo so we can all point and laugh? I would really appreciate that. Just saying. Okay, so what's the lesson here, guys? First of all, if a woman is telling you you're not doing well on a date, you know what I would do? I would say, she said, oh, you're not doing well. Honey, you don't really talk that way to a man on a date. It's a really unbecoming thing. I'm sorry that I didn't meet your standards on this date. I'm gonna pay for my portion of the date and I'm gonna go. Have a nice night. That's what I would do. Honestly, I'm not kidding. You don't go to a date and get scolded by a woman. It's ridiculous. But this guy's response, and I'm sure he got up and left after that because I imagine the mess. Imagine he says that. Now, of course, she turns around looking, probably wasn't even a girl. He just had a good line, right? He had a line ready to go for a while, probably, as she was scolded him. She was like, I need something to say. Maybe there was. Best case scenario, that girl turns around and there is a hot girl behind her. And that guy is like, the whole stage is set. Perfect situation. Oh, man alive, I love it. I just love it a little too much. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go to number 2, to what I will call the maniac.
Men have taken the very serious issue of mental health and have personalized it just to them. Men are not the only ones who struggle with mental health issues. In fact, it doesn't even predominantly affect men. Women struggle with a variety of different mental health struggles as well, such as anxiety, eating disorders, etc. And why do we have a designated men's mental health month, but we don't have a designated women's mental health month? I'll tell you why. It's because men wanted to capitalize on something because they're not generally oppressed in our society because they're men. And so they took mental health as an opportunity to make it seem like they are facing similar levels of oppression. Because if it's one thing about the modern man, they love a victim complex. They love to play victim. I am all for the recognition of mental health, but you have to ask yourself why the men wanted to separate the issue to seem like they're the only ones affected by mental health. So happy Mental Health Month to everyone who struggles.
Man alive. You know the crazy eyes. You know it. Guys, you know when you go on a date with a girl, you get there and you see the crazy eyes. She's got them. She's got that crazy, like maybe she was the real Carrie in the movie that, maybe she wasn't. Who knows? We don't really know, right? That girl's got some type of, scary Halloween costume on just as her face. I'm not talking about, I'm not saying she's ugly. That's not what I said. There was a creepiness in the eyes. I'm just saying. Let's be blunt. First of all, honey, May is Women's Mental Health Month. So women do have a month. Women have a month for everything, as we know, right? Let's just be honest. Okay, so you lied. Do a little research, love. Secondly, don't you love that she says that men have co-opted this mental health stuff? How so? How so? How have men co-opted it? Just because men are now coming out and saying, yeah, you know what, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with, whatever it may be, whatever the issue is. That somehow, are they also saying, women, you aren't struggling? No, they're just carving out space for themselves right now, and you don't like it. You don't like that guys they're not just sitting and swallowing everything and saying, oh, everything is about women, but I have the best and most perfect life ever with just full of reward, no challenges, no obstacles. Women, you really just have all of the challenges and obstacles in life. Woe is you, praise the Lord. Let me get down on my hands and knees and bow down to you every freaking day. Is that what you're looking for? Everyone, no one is exempt from mental health issues. People struggle with anxiety, depression, people lose parents, people go through tragedy, people go through trauma, man, woman, child alike. Okay, so let's just say that off the bat. You got some nerve, honey, trying to make this a political statement because you can't stand men and you can't figure out what outlet you're going to use to say that today. That's what's going on here. Also, she says that men love a victim complex. She says that men love a victim complex after she goes on a long-winded spiel about how only women suffer from all of these things. Women have the anxiety and the depression and all that. So why is it that when men say, I'm going through something, he's playing the victim, but when you say you're going through something, it's totally justified, right? Why? Why can't somebody be having a hardship in life and without your criticism, right? Because you're jealous. You're jealous. You know why you're jealous? Because you carved out, women can do and feel and say whatever they want. But men, you can't, right? No, because you've never been oppressed in society, which brings us to our next point. Don't you love the point? Guys in the chat, weigh in. Get in the comments, by the way. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and get in the comments. I want to see. Guys, don't you love being told that you've never been oppressed? Ever? You've never. In fact, you've been just handed life with a silver spoon, every one of you. Can you imagine that idea? There are guys that grow up poor. They have to dig themselves out of abuse. There are guys that grow up in abusive homes. There are guys that grow up in pure poverty and then wind up being the CEO of a company one day. There are guys that, just like women, there are men that come into this world through dire circumstances. It happens to some people. It's sad. It's unfortunate. You can rise above. We tell that to both men and women. But imagine saying, oh, men, you've never been oppressed. Really? Even if that guy wasn't oppressed in some way in his home, let's say he hopefully wasn't the victim of abuse or anything like that growing up. You think it's not some type of oppression for that little boy to go to school every day and be told that his masculinity is toxic? You think it's not oppression for a little boy to go to school and a teacher to say, this is the age of the girl power. Can you sit down for a second and let her go to the front of the line? Happens all the time. I saw it a million times in schools. You think that's not a form of oppression? Well, I'll ask you then, honey, brainiac that you are, if we flipped the switch and that was happening to women in schools, would you say it was oppression then? Yes, you would. You'd have a big old sign and you'd be out marching, right? So here's the bottom line. Are there women who have been treated like garbage, grew up to unfortunate circumstances, and men that have been through those same things? Yes. Have women been oppressed at some point? Yes. Have men? Yes. It's all just, this is not a conversation about, oh, you don't get to do that, but I do. Okay. The only person doing this is the feminist. The only person saying this is the feminist. And by the way, you can go to this woman's page. It's like just a tree of insanity. Every single video is man-hating. Every single video is guys. In fact, she has one video. I don't think I copied this one because it was too insane, where she talks about how men who are falsely accused of SA, the women shouldn't really face punishment for that. Because, it's not that big of a deal to just have lied about it. It's crazy stuff. In fact, maybe I'll pull that video for next time. Feminist nutcase. is the bottom line there with the crazy eyes. Beware, by the way, guys, if you show up on a date and the girl has crazy eyes, just leave. Just say, "Oh, honey, I just realized I have an emergency." Really, because if the crazy eyes are there to start, let's just say they're not getting any less crazy as the date goes on or as the life goes on, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's hit number 3. Okay, this is interesting. This woman goes on and she advertises, we're going to see in the first video, she advertises that she has the single, objectively attractive friend that's a man. So let's watch that first. Let's hit it. Okay, so that's her friend, and she's inviting women, hey, this is my single friend, send me a message, blah, 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 whatever she says about him. I can't even read the text. It doesn't matter. That's not the video we're going to focus on today. He's objectively attractive, whatever. So she posts that video, and then she gets a bunch of responses. So she decides to put forth another video, and this one is the one we're going to talk about today. Let's hit it.
All the DMs that I'm getting from all these like stunning, funny, and like highly successful women in New York about my friend Jason has really just reaffirmed to me that the issue with dating in New York is truly the men. Like the amount of quantity and quality of good women out there is not lacking.
Okay, honey. I grew up in New York City and lived there for most of my life. The quality and quantity of women is lacking. It's lacking. Big time, actually. Now, again, why is she saying that? Well, one, because she got a whole bunch of messages from women that were interested in this guy. Okay, so what, honey? Like, what does that prove? Secondly, how is she defining, as a woman, how is she defining quality in a woman? Well, again, that's going to be totally different than how a man defines quality, right? She may think, oh, a quality woman is someone who's been really successful, has a good job, has, her own finances in order. All of these things, a guy will look at that same situation and say, well, a quality woman is someone who's feminine, someone who's not, difficult to be around, someone who's polite, someone who's kind. I mean, his list is going to be different. So again, honey, the reason a lot of these women are not being tugged at by men in any way, shape, or form is because guys don't like their energy. Guys don't like what they're prioritizing. Guys don't like that they, yes, have this long roster of guys before them because they spent their 20s, just loose as could be. Guys don't like that they're boss babes. Guys don't like their boss babe energy. Guys don't like that if they have a child, they're not going to want to stay home. Guys don't like that, they have a boatload of guy friends that are like my friends, aka my backups. Guys don't like a lot of stuff that women in these cities are doing, right? So they're not interested. And just because you deem women as meeting all of your requirements as a woman doesn't mean they're meeting the guy's requirements, because women are now optimizing themselves for themselves, not to attract a man, right? They're not putting front and center what a guy wants. They're putting front and center what they want. And as a result, they're alone and can't figure out why guys aren't drawn to them, because guys aren't drawn to what you're drawn to because you're a woman and he's a man. He wants something different. Ooh. So that's interesting to me. Quality, quantity, money is always a thing. You will always hear women come out and say, I don't understand why my friend is not getting, good reception from men. She's got a great job. The second she says she's got a great job, I'm always like, they don't care. They don't care about that. It's like a brain dead chip. They don't care what job. So when you lead with that, now I know you have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. The other thing that's really important to note, women are going crazy, guys, because they can't figure out why you're not going up to them anymore. Guys' eyes are wide open now, right? They're wide open. And they're starting to say, well, you know what? I used to think it was worth it for me to just put myself out there all the time because, I wanted to take a girl out. But now I'm realizing you got the gold diggers, you got the women who want the free meal, you got the women who expect me to do everything, but in return want to do nothing. You got women who are saying, what do you bring to the table? But when you ask them, they get insulted. You got women who don't. You can't even talk. You talk about, oh, yeah, you had 400 boyfriends before and you slept with all of them. Mm-hmm. They get defensive. Maybe I just don't need to pursue women right now at all. That's what's happening. And I'm not saying that's good, by the way, because ultimately I'm someone who believes in, men and women complementing each other when men are in their masculine and women are in their feminine and coming together and making a big, beautiful family. But this is the reality that's happening right now. And I understand why. Guys have had enough. So ladies, you want it to change. Instead of making a stupid TikTok video and complaining about it, act different. Act different. Look at your life and say, am I prioritizing stuff that guys don't give a lick about? And then complaining that they don't give a lick about me? Have some self-reflection in the game. Is my attitude shitty? Did I make 4 TikTok videos, ripping on a guy the other day that I went out with, and now other guys are looking at that saying, "Oh, I'm not going to be, no, I'm not getting in line for this one." Self-reflect instead of bitching about it. Oh, well, he doesn't want me because he doesn't appreciate a woman who makes a salary like blah, 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 blah. You just zone out, right? Self-reflect, take some ownership, take some responsibility. I got an email the other day from a viewer, and they went on the dark web. They went to my link, aura.com/Jedediah Bila, and they got a message. Their passwords were on the dark web 42 times. 42 times. He wrote me a message. He was like, I cannot believe he wasn't going to do my free 2-week trial. He did it. And he was like, I changed my passwords to my bank account, to my YouTube, to my everything, right? Yeah, I got financial documents in there. He's like, thank you. Thank you. He thought it was a gimmick, but did it, took a chance. So let me tell you, do y'all have passwords to your email? Do you all have passwords to your credit cards, your financial accounts, all that stuff? I do. I have a 2-week free trial for you. You are going to get to go to aura.com/Jedediah Bila, and it's in the description, and you're going to get to find out, are your passwords compromised? That's all. It's free 2-week trial. Are your passwords compromised? Are they on the dark web? Do you need to change them? Is this something you need to be concerned about? 100%, you'd be crazy if you didn't do it. So today's sponsor is Aura, and what does Aura do? Aura they manage for identity theft. Identity theft happens every 14 seconds in the US. It's crazy. That happens to you, man. It turns your life upside down. You lose your homes. It's a mess. I had a friend go through that too, and she's still not recovered, frankly, financially or otherwise. Aura is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, password management, and antivirus software all in one. It's super user-friendly to use beyond. It monitors the dark web for your emails, your passwords, and social security numbers. It sends alerts right to your phone if something shady is going on. Somebody opens a bank account in your name. Somebody opens a credit card in your name. You get an alert. The VPN also lets you stay anonymous online. It keeps your browsing history private. In the age of the privacy being dead, and everything being dead like that, you can't have any privacy at all. It's kind of insane. Aura is here to do its very best to protect that privacy that you value so much. Aura.com/Jedediah Bila. Head on over today. This is a free 2-week trial. I have Aura. My parents have Aura. I recommend it to everyone. Find out if your passwords have been compromised. Really? I mean, you kind of be insane to have your money and your finances and everything locked up in accounts that have been, where people that are dark and shady and looking to do damage have access to it. 2-week free. It's linked in the description as well. You can see it on the bottom of the screen. They flashed it.
I think the worst part of NYC summer is the fact that men just get to stare at hot girls dressed in like minimal clothing all day. It feels like it shouldn't be free. Or you don't deserve it for free. And you get it. And it pisses me off.
Oh, let me put on a bra top. Let me put on a little bra top and pants that look like they were spray painted on, which is what women just walk around in, right? The leggings. They walk around in leggings that are literally sealed to their butt cheeks. You could see the crack and everything. And then if guys look at the crack, it's like, ew. Just know, guys, this is all a game. It's all a game. Women do not put on little bra tops and pants that are spray painted on where you can see the crack for themselves. They put it on so that you gawk, so that it boosts their ego and they feel really pretty and, ooh, I still got it and all of that stuff. If they didn't want you to look at them, they would be in an oversized t-shirt and oversized pants with okay? They don't leave the house like that for a reason. It's all about you. What I find really interesting is that she says that she thinks it's unfair. It's unfair that women walk around half naked and that guys get a free visual of that. Well, then, honey, why are you doing it? Why don't you put on some baggy jeans and an oversized t-shirt and a bag over your head and walk down the street? Why? Because she's lying. She's lying. If she didn't want your attention, she would know exactly how to dress to not get it, right? And they do the same at the club, right? They'll go to the club and be like, oh, I just want to be out with my girlfriends tonight. I just want to be out with my girls. I can't get a moment's peace. I keep getting approached. Although there's not a lot of them saying that now because you guys aren't going up to them. Woohoo! About time. But the ones who still get approached, oh my gosh. Meantime, you look at them and they're wearing 2 tussles covering the you know what, and like a tassel on the bottom. The skirt is up the behind. The heels are this high. Guys' eyes are like, wah, wah, because how could you not look? I mean, sometimes I see girls, I'm straight as the day is long, but sometimes I see girls and I'm like, oh, because if you can't believe it, everything's exposed, right? It's like, and the bathing suits, even on the beach, are getting so, I mean, I wear a bikini, don't get me wrong. That's right, I do. Mm-hmm. But some of them, It's like I saw a woman on the beach when I was in Florida last. The swimsuit was clear. It was a clear color. It was only in the nipple area that there was something covered, and then the thong was clear. And I was like, is there a suit? I spent a good 5 minutes looking just to try to figure out it was like a puzzle to figure out, right? What's going on here? Ooh, right? A guy will do that, and some of the guys I could see were like, what's going on? Is she naked? What? Right? Oh, to that guy's not allowed to look. It's all garbage. Ladies don't dress scantily dressed if they don't want male attention. They're not doing it for themselves. They're not doing it for their female friends. They're doing it so that you look. And then they're going to complain about it, right? Then they're going to complain about it, right? Because they can. Because now their ego's been boosted. They're on a pedestal because you stared. You know what the best thing you could do, guys? And I know it's hard. Listen, I know it's so hard. But the best thing you could do is when you see those attention-hungry women, really to the max, right? I'm not talking about how it used to be in my day. I used to get dressed up and my friend used to tease me because I would put on fitted jeans and like a little bustier and a little blazer, right? And that was like, oh my gosh, Jed's wearing a bustier and a blazer. Now it's like, you're out and the girls are just in the bustier, no jeans, no pants, nothing, no jacket, and then the tatas are out, right? Times have changed. But bottom line is, the best thing you can do, guys, if you see a girl that's really just beyond, just don't look at them, or look at them and look the other way, like you can't be bothered. Ooh. First of all, I don't know what she'll do. Maybe the clothes will be getting smaller and smaller. Soon she'll be just waving the bikini top like that. I mean, because the hunger for attention is so deep. But more than that, it'll send a message to them that guys have your number, right? And most of the time, guys, let's be honest. The women that you see dressed like that, do you take them seriously? Maybe you take them home. That's bad. You shouldn't do that. But maybe you take them home. But you're not taking them home to mom, right? You're taking them home for a little fun. Like, oh, let's see what this one will do. She's half naked at the club. I bet you there's a lot of spice coming my way tonight, right? Maybe you'll do that. Not good, like I said. But maybe you do it. And then, but you're not bringing her home to Thanksgiving dinner out of fear of what she'll wear, right? This is, my mother will, forget it. I'm not this one, You know it. Hit that subscribe button for me. Hit it right now. Take a minute. I'll wait. Ooh, maybe they could play a little beat. We could dance while you hit the subscribe, while you hit the like, while you comment. Watch, the editor's not even going to put a song in, and it's just going to be me dancing to the air. Okay, let's go to number 5, last clip of the day.
So the only way to show I'm serious is spend a decent amount of money. Yes, you are correct. And the reason this is true is because you want to show the woman that you're interested in that you are willing to make an investment, which is why I say to the gentlemen in my comments that are saying, well, I don't have the money to take a bunch of girls out on dinner dates, like that's why I would prefer to do something cheaper. That's your problem right there. If you're taking out a bunch of different girls on dinner dates, you are not serious about any of them. You're not. How could you be so serious about 10 different girls, 5 different girls, even 3 different girls? I find that usually men are pretty clear on what it is that they're looking for in a girlfriend. And the only reason that they choose to date multiple women at one time is not because they can't decide which one they like better. It's because they themselves are not serious about having a girlfriend at all. And if you're not serious about having a girlfriend, you're not in a place emotionally or whatever where you want to have a serious relationship. That's fine. Just don't take girls on dinner dates.
Okay, stop this. I can't. Don't take girls on dinner dates. We'll stop it there. Holy, well, you starting to doze off. I was starting to really go into like a deep hypnotic state for a minute. I was like, am I in a Joe Dispenza meditation? Oh, let me just snap out of it. I think I'm doing a show. Holy, imagine being on a date with that one, just yapping. Ooh. First of all, this one's always talking about money. We had another video of her on a recent show talking about money. Money. Got to spend money. Honey, is the focus is obsessed with money. Do you have no money? What is it? What's wrong with you? Secondly, she's telling guys, don't go out with like multiple women on dinner dates. First of all, I would ask her, what are you telling women? Are you telling women the same advice? Don't go out with multiple guys on dinner dates? I would bet not. Secondly, you and everyone else, all your cohorts, already told the guys that you're not doing a coffee date or a walk date or a date where money's not spent. So wouldn't that imply that then the guy would have to take everybody out on a dinner date, right? So make up your mind. You're making no sense. Sparks aren't going off up here, honey. That's why guys who listen to you, sad bunch. Guys don't listen to women like this. They're giving you terrible advice. But guys who listen to you are taking everybody out on a dinner date because you said you wouldn't do a coffee date, and they were bowing down and listening. Also, honey, let's distinguish. Guys should not be making an investment on date one. Why would you make an investment in a stranger? You don't even know if they're a nice person. You know nothing about their family. You know nothing. That's not when the investment is made. The investment, yes, guys should invest in a woman. Of course, that's a sign that they're interested, that they're taking you seriously. That doesn't happen right away. He's got to get to know you. You know how he's going to get to know you? By walking, taking walk dates, taking coffee dates, making sure that you're there for the right reasons, making sure that you're not one of those girls that's going to say, oh, a walk date, that's not good enough for me. Because you know what? You're rancid. Making sure that you are worth that investment. And you know what women are worth the investment? The ones that don't demand it on date one. That's who. He's making sure you're worth it. And then, yes, then he invests in you. Then he says, you know what? I'm going to get you something nice, or I want to take you for a nice dinner. Now that he knows that you're there for the right reasons and you're not going to trash him on TikTok the next day. TikTok is just full of like rancid city women, mostly from New York. It's like you could just vomit scrolling through it. So again, I would also ask these women, what kind of investment are you making in the guys? Let's play some crickets. What kind of investment are you want him to make an investment in you in date one, other than showing up and looking good? What's your investment? Or is this one-sided investment? Oh, honey, then just say it. Just say it so guys can hear it and guys can say, no, thanks. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. We're going to be back here soon. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. I'll see you soon.